I'd just like to declare the ordinary council meeting open, and again, this advise the members of the public that the city's live streaming policy requires me to tell you that the meeting is live streamed. By being here, you are approved to having your voice or image broadcast live. It is live. Could I call upon Deputy Mayor to welcome us to country?
Thank you, Your Worship. I begin by acknowledging my elders past and present. Galat linin kura galanoich niji nonga buja. Nonga merger per niji nana kwabrak nonga buja kuralong. From the beginning of time to the end, this is Noongar country. Noongar people have been graceful keepers of our nation for many, many years. Ginin Karajan Jerpan Jijawur, Noongar Buja Gala Maya border. We ask you look, listen, understand and embrace all the elements of Noongar country. This is forever our home. Kaiwan Jungan Court Jerpan Niji Noongar Buja Jarjali Wangini Noongar Buja. Hello and welcome. My heart is happy as we gathered on country and meeting here on Noongar country this evening. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all here, and before commencing the proceedings, I'd like to acknowledge that we come together tonight on the traditional lands of the Noongar people, and we pay our respects to elders past and present. Could I call upon the Deputy Mayor to do the dedication?
Thank you, Your Worship. May we, the elected members of the City of Kwinana, have the wisdom to consider all matters before us with due consideration, integrity and respect for the Chamber. May the decisions made be in good faith and always in the best interests of the greater Kwinana community that we serve.
Attendance, apologies, leave of absence is nil. Public question time is nil. Do councillors have any petitions, presentations? There are no deputations. Nil. Confirmation of minutes held on the 11th of December 24. Is there any additional information about those minutes? Someone like to move that way? Move Deputy Mayor, seconded Councillor Rouse. Would either councillor wish to speak? Speak against? I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. Item 8, declaration of interest by members or city officers. Nil. Request for leave of absence. Nil. Items brought forward for convenience of those is nil. Nothing on item 11, nothing on item 12, nothing on item 13, nothing on item 14. 15.1, application for rate exemption, rate property ID 5811, the Buddhist Monastery of Perth. Is there any additional information? Councillors have any questions? Someone like to move that way? Move Councillor Sargent, seconded Councillor Acker. Would either councillors wish to speak? Councillor Acker? Speak against? Put to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. 15.2, application for rate exemption, rate property ID 17869, Housing Choices Australia Limited. No additional information? Nothing further, Mr. Mayor. Councillors have any questions? Someone like to move that way? Moved Councillor Wood, seconded Councillor Sargent. Would either councillors wish to speak? Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasey. I would just like to state that in the director's report of this organisation, how they are discussing the fact that their core value through ongoing costs of property ownership such as maintenance rates, insurance and providing property and tenancy management are to be met through self-generated revenue, predominantly rent paid by tenants, which is critical so that they are able to go forward to continue providing low-cost housing across Australia. So by us as a council choosing to contribute with this rate exemption, we are in our way doing our little bit to continue this going forwards, that pays it forward to give them some more revenue to continue their next model, to hopefully get another property to give someone else a roof over their head. So I think this is a fantastic organisation. I'm very proud to see that it wants to be in Kwinana, and I implore my fellow councillors to 100% support this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sargent. Anyone speak against? Put the motion to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. There's nothing on item 16, nothing on item 17. 18.1, accounts for payment for the month end 31 December 24. Is there any additional information, Mr. CEO?
Nothing further, Mr Mayor.
Councillors have any questions in relation to this item? Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. On page 246, could you just please clarify the payment line that was ABN Residential WA P/L? It was in the comments it says a refund of duplicate payment of an amount of $13,138.07. Was this a process error from that company, or was it a process error from the City of Kwinana?
I believe the ABN Group paid their invoice twice, and the city's accounts staff picked that up and provided a refund based on that information.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Someone like to move? Moved, Councillor Rouse. Seconded, Councillor Sargent. Any of the councillors wish to speak? Speak against? Put it to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. 18.2 monthly financial report for December 2024. Any additional information, Mr. CEO?
Nothing further, Mr Mayor.
Councillors have any questions? Someone like to move this way? Moved, Councillor Wood. Seconded, Councillor Kearney. Would either councillors wish to speak? Anyone speak against? I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. 18.3, local law review, bushfire brigades, local law. Is there any additional information in relation to this one, Mr. CEO?
Nothing further, Mr Mayor.
Does councillors have any questions? Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Your Worship. So just in relation to the community engagement component here, it says part of the engagement process will include identifying key stakeholders and ensuring they are appropriately communicated to regarding the proposed law, potential impacts and opportunities for them to make submissions. Could the city just outline, I guess, how we identify who the key stakeholders are, what that consultation process looks like, and in particular, will each brigade in the city be directly invited to give comment on, I guess, the report here?
Through the Mayor, yeah, certainly the key stakeholders, as far as I'm aware at the moment, are obviously the brigades, the volunteer brigades within the city, DFES themselves, DFES as well as the Department of Local Government. So the consultation process will involve like a general sort of advert in the newspaper, as well as direct communication with those stakeholders and anyone else that I'd imagine the bushfire officers deal with on a regular basis and who may have input into this.
Thank you. Just to follow up, any feedback that is received, is that then compiled following the public notice period and then presented as part of the next report? Cool. Thank you.
Councillor Sargent, you had a question?
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. On page page 328.6.3, could you just explain some clarity regarding what the process is if, say, there is unforeseen equipment failures for our brigades and our firefighting people, where that has a clear cut-off for payment for the City of Kwinana? If you don't mind, please, talking through the process regarding that in relation to that particular point in the local law, please.
Through the Mayor, so I'll just read out a statement, some information that I've been provided. The city receives funds through a local government grants scheme. The funds are collected by DFES and provide as operational grant to administer and fund the operational activities of the brigades. There are a number of ineligible items in the manual that guide this grant scheme. There may be a potential situation where brigades require a specific piece of equipment, training or items that is not covered, in which case the brigade would request the local government to fund these requests via the city's budgets. In the instance of unseen equipment failure, the brigades would utilise funds from the grant scheme. existing funds, or if these funds are not available, the brigade would request an overspend budget allocation from DFES.
Thank you. Any further questions?
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. Just a point of information to our community. How many brigades does the city of Kwinana host? These fantastic people. How many do we actually have?
Through the Mayor, there's two brigades.
Can you name them, Mr. Director?
On the spot. I'm acting. See the title.
L plate
Mandogalup
fell on the floor.
South and
Mandogalup.
Kwinana South, Mandogalup. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Someone like to move that way? Move.
Sorry, you need to read, before you do it, you need to read purpose and effect.
Okay. To make provisions about the establishment and organisation of bushfire brigades. Effect, to align the City of Kwinana's bushfire brigades local law with changes in the law and operational practices, and to repeal the existing City of Kwinana bushfire brigades local law published in the Government Gazette on 4th of June 2004. Would someone like to move that way? Deputy Mayor, seconded Councillor Sargent. Deputy Mayor, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I would like to acknowledge the work that the officers have done on this review. With the local laws review that were part of the local government review process, if local laws are not reviewed after the 15-year period, they become repealed. With us conducting this review, and it's getting close to that 15-year period, I commend the officers for taking the best foot forward and putting these changes through before there is a need for us to be able to put a motion through to try and get it reviewed before it's repealed in 2025. So I ask that my fellow councillors support the recommendations as they are presented, and that the recommendations be supported and voted for in the affirmative. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. I would like to follow on with what Deputy Mayor Winmar said, that this is a very professional body of work. Thank you to the city staff that have created this for us today. Also knowing that community consultation gazetted period, so if there are any key stakeholders that feel that something needs to be added, that they've given that time. I definitely feel going forwards to have relevant local laws that are all encompassing on something that bushfires do affect Kwinana is a very vital part of our legislation as a community, and I'm hoping that we all vote yes. Thank you.
Anyone want to speak against? No. Put to the vote. All in favour? Against? Carried. It's nothing on item 19. 20. Is there any late or urgent business? Reports of elected members. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Worship. With it being our first meeting back, there was 2 outer metro DAPA panels that I attended. Also attended the citizenship ceremony. With it being the first meeting back, I would firstly like to say that we gather with heavy hearts to honour and remember our former staff member that passed away during the period over the break. A truly committed and dedicated member of our local government team who has been working with us since April 2024. She served our community with unwavering dedication, always going above and beyond to make a difference. Despite her workload, she was always there for her colleagues to assist at any time. Her hard work, integrity and passion left a lasting impact on colleagues and the people that she served, and it has a huge impact on the Aboriginal community of Kwinana. She wasn't just a valued team member, she was a friend, a mentor and a role model to lots of young people in Kwinana. Her contribution will not be forgotten, and her legacy will live on in the work we continue to do. I would personally like to extend the deepest sympathies to Jaden's family, friends, and all who had the privilege of knowing her and working alongside her. May we carry her forward in spirit and service and commitment in all that we do. Vale, Jayden, Councillor, you will be dearly missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councillor Acker.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just very briefly, since the last Ordinary Council meeting, I participated in the annual Lolly Run on December 20th. I think it goes without saying, another amazing event, bringing the entire city together in the festive spirit. I know a number of people in the room, including our guests, participated in that event. So thank you to everyone involved in arranging another successful year. And then also, alongside my fellow councillors, I attended the citizenship ceremony on Australia Day, January 26th. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Kearney.
Okay, the senior seats. So we've had the recent events was the Christmas luncheon, which was well received. We had Roger Cook there in attendance, and he announced that they will be committed to paying for the centre's audio system. We had a welcome back morning tea, which was held on the 13th of January, which went really well. They're progressing on the strategic plan. Funding agreement has been signed. They've purchased a new defibrillator. The senior is now tech savvy with 2 laptops, thanks to the city's IT, mobile phone and the Tyro machine. So we're moving forward. Membership now has reached 210. And this year we've got quite a few programs planned, and they are now working really well with the senior ambassadors. So I would really like to thank Emily for her patience, her positive, hard-working. She's just done such a great job, and she's had a very hard time, but she's really made heaps of changes. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Kearney. Councillor Penny.
I'd just like to further Deputy Winmar's comments and send deep condolences to the councillor family, her community, friends and colleagues. Thank you.
Councillor Rouse.
Thank you, Your Worship. Today I attended a MODAP panel meeting where we approved the car wash, medical centre and pharmacy on Anketor Road. I attended that along with Councillor Wood. And I'd also like to express condolences to Jayden's family and thank the Deputy Mayor for his heartfelt words. Thank you.
Councillor Sargent.
Thank you, Mayor Feasy. Since the last council meeting, I've performed all the duties that were required of me, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to say that during the Christmas period and at the start of this year, I have seen many exemplary examples of City of Kwinana staff committing to their best foot forward with care, consideration and compassion to our community. And I would just heartfeltly like to say I am so proud to be on this council for 2025. Thank you all for everything that you did over that Christmas break. Obviously I'm coming from a non-for-profit space, but everywhere I turned where there was a need and a City of Kwinana employee was able to assist, they were there. So just thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure, and let's look forward to an exciting and shiny 2025. Thank you.
Councillor Wood.
I'd like to extend my condolences to Jackie's family. I never had the pleasure of meeting her, but it's a very sad occasion. Along with Councillor Kearney, we attended the Access and Inclusion Reference Group, and Emily works there too, and she is so good. We've managed to get Emily has managed to get a new Acrod Bay down at the Aquatic Centre, which is brilliant. We had 2 new community members join, and one fellow was disabled with his carer wife, and they've started up a small business, which is really lovely. So that was quite good. I also attended the citizenship ceremony where we had 59 new citizens, Australian citizens, and 20 different nationalities, which was amazing. I also attended the welcome back morning tea at the senior sits, which was a lovely occasion. had a really nice gossip with a table full of lovely seniors. And along with Councillor Rouse, I attended the DAP meeting this afternoon.
Thank you, Councillor Wood. Answers to questions which were taken on notice, there are nil. Mayoral announcements, just welcome back for our first meeting of 2025. This is going to be certainly a very busy year with a number of major projects on the go in Kwinana. I'll just first of all talk about an election commitment that the Premier made a couple of weeks ago, which was in relation to committing to the land on Abercrombie Road to construct a regional sports facility, which is it's an election commitment, so it's dependent on the current government getting re-elected, but we certainly welcome that announcement, which would also come with $500,000 to plan said facility. Also, there was another election announcement which was in relation to the final closure of the Medina off-road area and moving that facility to the Kwinana Motorplex. So we certainly, after many years of advocating to the government to close the Medina off-road area and rehabilitate the site, that if the current government again is re-elected, a new facility fit for purpose will be constructed at the Kwinana Motorplex. So we also welcome that announcement. As far as other mayoral announcements, obviously we celebrated a very successful lolly run for another year. I think I was on 4 nights of the run. I do have to give kudos to Emma from the Kwinana Aquatic, who moonlights as Sammy the Seal. That was out on the 40-degree day with Sammy on the back of the truck. So certainly the commitment from that particular group was very high. I guess most of January I spent assisting some sporting clubs with some reticulation issues, providing some liaison between the city and the clubs and trying to assist where I could. We had a number of bores that went down over the period. Councillor Acker will tell you about the crispiness of Medina Oval. And there was similar issues at Kelly Park. So the depot team have certainly got on top of that, and hopefully we can get those fields back to playing ability before their seasons start. Just before the next meeting, I believe the Summer Sounds is coming up next Saturday at McWhirter Oval in, is that what it's called? McWhirter Oval? The oval at Emerald Park Primary School. So the successful Summer Sounds series is continuing at that site with some entertainment, some food trucks for the community to come along and have enjoy their time. Was there anything else I was supposed to say in that bit? No. And I also would like to just echo the words of Deputy Mayor and just pass my deepest condolences on to the councillor family. It certainly was a very big shock when the CEO advised me of the passing of Jaden, so condolences again to the family. We do have one item of confidential nature, so would someone like to move that we go behind closed doors? Deputy Mayor, seconded Councillor Wood. Put to the vote, all in favour? Against? Carried. Members of the public, if you could vacate, please. You can come back in once we have finished. It won't take long.